All right, the time has come for the Discovery Review. Okay, I'm so excited for this because I get to finally talk about this book that it was one of my most anticipated releases for this year, and, well, I got to read it early. Thanks, John, Amy, and Jacob, because this was a ride. Oh my god. And of course, there's gonna be no spoilers, but holy crap. It was absolutely fantastic. So, it comes in 5 acts, as you can tell from the the cover. I'll have the cover up like right on this side of the screen for pretty much the entire video, or maybe like for a little bit. But the thing is, it is separated into 5 acts, and these 5 acts are perfect for the narrative structure, and I think it is like this setup book, and Act 5 is that payoff, but also preparing. This entire book is, I don't want to say it's a setup, but it kind of is. So imagine each of these each of these acts is one little narrative arc. We are getting a full story within each of the acts, and each of these acts build upon one another in preparation for the finale. And it is so well done. Like, the narrative structure of this book is brilliant. It really, really is. Because it is daring. Because the way they structure it is, it's allowing you as the reader to take a step back and say, okay, how am I going to adjust to this? How am I going to perceive this story here, here, and here? I'm not going to elaborate on that. You'll understand more when you read it. But the way it is, each of these arcs, each of these narrative arcs is crafted, is absolutely fantastic, because the way they're crafted helps you as the audience have a better idea of the state of the world. It helps you have a better idea of what the overall plot is going to be, and it gives you a better idea of the characters that are going to be on this journey with you. And I should say, the characters in this book are absolutely fantastic. I think there was one act that I had a problem with. I'm not going to say which one it is. I'm not going to say anything about it. But I did have a problem with one of the acts. But for the most part, each of the introductions to characters is so well done, because it helps you understand what they do. Like, how do these characters respond to pressure? How do they respond to their environment? It is extremely helpful in having a better idea as to how these characters are characterized. It's honestly fantastic. And again, there was one character I think that didn't have that luxury, that wasn't given a introduction that was nearly as good as the rest, but for the most part, these characters were given that. And throughout each of these acts, we get a full progression. And so it feels like, I don't want to say it's an anthology, but honestly, it kind of reminds me of Cloud Atlas, in that we're getting these stories, but towards the end they build, and you start to understand why you were given these stories. And just, I should also say, the humor is amazing. I don't typically laugh at books, but I was cackling at one character easily my favorite character. And I could tell you more about him, but I won't, because there's no way he's not a fan favorite when this book comes out. I refuse to believe that this character will not be a fan favorite when this book comes out. Otherwise, I'm gonna riot. Just so you know, I will grab a pitchfork and I'm gonna find everybody who doesn't say this is my favorite character and say, no, you're wrong, because you know who the real best character is. Or actually, there's room. There's 2 characters I'll allow, but I'm kidding. But for the most part, really the entire cast was fantastic. And I know I've said it before, but there was one character I wasn't very big on. And I'll probably release a spoiler thing talking about this book when the book releases, but I'm gonna keep it to spoiler free for now. The humor was amazing, and I don't read horror a lot, but holy shit, this scared the hell out of me. I had a nightmare for a night. That's not a thing that happens. Also, I should say, I had a nightmare. It was like a nightmare, and then I woke up, and then I had the flu. So, I'll let you decide whether or not this thing gave me the flu. But, fantastic story that I was engaged all throughout. And the themes of family and how our upbringing affects us, how our upbringing crafts us into who we are, and so many brilliant things about the importance of family. And what else? That's the main theme I found, that importance of family and how it really tries to emphasize it. No matter the family, no matter the kind of family, it could be the most fucked up family you have, but they are important. Our families are so important, and we need to stick together. It's such a powerful idea, and the arcs that everyone goes on throughout this book are just fantastic, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series, because I think they said it's going to be 5 books. I could be wrong about that, but oh my god, this series is going to be amazing, because this was, honestly, it was a contender for my book of the month in February. I think it was February. That could be wrong. But it was a contender. And, this is going up against Grand Conspiracy by Janie Wirtz. I'm telling you this. It's going up against a Wars of Light and Shadow book. The 5th one, which is probably one of the best. Not my favorite, but probably one of the best. And it was just so impeccable. The prose was fantastic. It felt so well crafted for the story. And the dialogue. Oh, I didn't even talk about the dialogue. The dialogue felt like Stephen King. A lot of it felt like Stephen King's dialogue. But I loved how it felt a little bit more genuine than that. Personally, I don't think that Stephen King writes women very well. The more I think about it, or at least from the books that I've read, and that is Green Mile and the first 3 Dark Tower books, he's not very good at that. But in terms of the full cast, here they are all so well developed and have their own agency. And just the dialogue, I should have brought this up, but the dialogue was so well done, because it was so... it's fluid. It is very, very natural. There's a lot of cursing, of course, but, if you're on this channel, are you kidding me? You see the cursing! I don't know what else you'd expect. I don't care if there's cursing, but there is cursing. Anyways, again, an absolutely amazing book that When book 2 comes out, I'll be there day 1. When book 3 comes out, I'll be there day 1. When book 4 comes out, I'll be there day 1. When book 5, I think there's 5 books. When that comes out, I'll be there day 1. However many books there are going to be in the series, I'm going to be there day 1 because this was amazing. It was just fantastic from beginning to end. The prologue, too, I should say, is one of my favorites. Oh my god. Wars of Light and Shadow has my favorite prologue. That still stands untouched. But Discovery might have my second favorite prologue. Period. End of story. Because it's just so gripping. It's interesting. And when you read that prologue, you go, oh shit. That's so good. I need more. I need to understand what this is about. It's amazing. It is just this perfect hook. It is one of the best prologues out there. And so, like, if you're just going to judge, am I interested in this book, just go read the prologue. I don't typically say that, but go read the prologue. If you're not interested, probably not going to be for you. But if you're interested, keep going. It is just going to be relentlessly amazing for you. Anyways, that's probably all I have to say. But again, this was an amazing, fantastic book. And I cannot wait to read more. I can't wait for all of you to end up being able to read this, because I need to talk about it. It's so fucking good. Anyways, I hope you all have had a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed. If you come back after having read Discovery and it's come out, do you understand which ones I'm talking about, which characters I'm talking about at certain points? I'd be very curious. But I hope you all have a great day, and see you all next time.